So today we are going to make this sort of speaker animation for the headphones. So let's get started straight away. And I will start by bringing in a cylinder, a mesh cylinder. The cylinder can be scaled down, should be scaled upwards as well, because the headphone is supposed to fit on there. So let's scale this. Then let's go into edit mode. So let's select this outer edge, E and S, and let's scale this like so. E and Z, make sure that we're scaling it down. E and S, E and Z, E and S, E and Z, E and Z, E and S. Let's do something like this and make it very big. So now let's place our camera somewhere over here so that we can actually see what's going on. Let's bring the headphones down. Let's place it on this floor. Use the pivot point from the 3D cursor in order to make sure that this part is also on the plateau. Now let's go into this material mode because we're going to give this a material straight away. Let's go over here, texture, wave, texture. We want to get a wave. Control T, object in the vector, color in the base color. And then I'm going to set this to rings instead of bands, and we want this to be spherical instead of X. And now we get our beautiful looking spheres. And if you play around with the phase offset, you can already see where this is going. So I'm going to place this into the bump map, color into the height, normal into the normal, and then we will have something that is distorted a little bit because we want to fake the effect as if it's going upwards or outwards. I'm going to unplug it from the base color and actually just make it black. So now it looks like this. We already get our pretty speaker looking type of thing, and we can animate it as well. So instead of using a scene time, which unfortunately doesn't exist in the shader editor, we can use the value and make a driver out of this by typing hashtag frame, and let's do it times 100. So value into the phase offset, and now it is moving outwards. Now we can go over to the geometry nodes area. So let's go to the geometry node editor, press new, and from the group input we want to instance something on this plane. So I'm going to bring in an instance on points right here, but now we lose our original plane. So what I'm going to do is select our group input, actually make a join geometry and place it right here. Geometry into the geometry, and now we have both. We have our instance and we have our original input. So what do we want to instance? Of course, it's going to be a UV sphere. If your PC can handle it, you can also do a icosphere. Mesh into the instance, and what will we see? We will see a squashed sphere. So we're going to have to apply all the transformations, and now things should look a whole lot more natural, and these are actually UV spheres. Now these UV spheres obviously should have a material. So Shift A, set material, and let's give this a material. I'm going to make it glass. I'm just simply going to add a material to this. New, call it glass. I will click on this, type G, and that will automatically turn it into glass. Decrease the roughness all the way to 0.012 and IOR to 1.333, and that's water. Glass for the material right here. And of course a set shade smooth, because we don't want to see all those geometrical problems. So now let's randomize the size of this. So let's go over here and add a random value node. Random value into the scale, and let's play around with these values until we see something we actually like. We need to have a minimum value, a maximum value, and that's just the way it goes. Very good, but there's not really that much of them going on right now. So what I want to do is go over to the group input, add a subdivided mesh, like right over here, and we can click on 2 maybe if you want some more. You can totally decide on that for yourself. Now what we can also do is add a set position node, add a noise texture, then add a vector math node. Vector math, set it to subtract, and let's subtract 0.5, and now it's going to be a bit more on its own position. And then we can play around with the scale of this, and if you want it to be a little bit more randomized, you can do it like so. This is the way to do it. I'm not going to do that for this example, I'm just going to keep it like this. Now, we want to make sure that these are moving, so if we play this now, nothing really is happening. Let's go over to set position, let's add a set position node right here, and then we are going to make sure that all of these instances are moving on a wave. How we're going to do it? So I'm going to add a vector math node. From this vector math, we're going to select distance. I want the first vector to be the original position. So this is data it has already saved, let's say. Then the distance can go into the offset. But of course things are, well, moving in a weird direction. So what I want to do is duplicate this, set it to multiply, and we're going to eliminate the X and Y axes because those are making sure that it's moving in the wrong direction. As you can see, if we play around with this, so if we set those to 0, then it can only go upwards. And how cool does that look already? So let's set it to 1 and let's bring it down just a little bit. Let's make sure that we can actually see something going on here. So now, in order to actually get this wavy pattern, let's add a math node. Let's set this to sine. And let's also add another math node. Let's set it to multiply. And this is going to be the amount of waves that we are seeing. So if I increase this distance value, what do you see? Well, it is waving about, and that is correct. Now, before this multiply node, I'm going to add another one, and it's going to be an add node. And if we animate this add node, then we get our cool looking wave animation. All right, so now we need to animate this. It's going to be the scene time, seconds into the value, and we can always play around with this by adding another multiply and increasing this to 3, and then it will be 3 times faster, of course, because the original seconds times 3 is going to be 3 times faster. Of course, we want this to be in the minus. So now it's moving outwards, something like this. Now, of course, can we randomize this? Yes, we can randomize this. Let's add another vector node, so multiply. Let's use a random value set to vector, value into the vector. And then I will use a noise texture as the maximum for this. As you can see, it is going quite insane. So let's play around with this and keep it subtle. Something like this. And of course, it's moving underneath the plane each time. We don't want that, so I'm going to duplicate the set position node and place it right in between here. And let's increase the Z just a little bit, so it never goes underneath the pattern. Now you will be able to see that this is practically the original scene. Of course, the HDRI was less strong and I lit this from the back, giving it a more cinematic quality. Yeah, and in that fashion I kind of animated everything. Made sure it was dark enough to hide all the mistakes and all the problems it has. And what you can also do if you want the droplets to actually be on this wave pattern, so you can make a wave pattern for this as well, because it's the exact same setup as right over here, or at least this area. So if we want to do that, let me do it real quick so you can see how it actually works. I will copy this geometry node setup right here, and I will remove the group input. I will make it a grid, and I will plug it right in there. And this grid can go right in here. And in between this grid, we are going to take all of this. Let's actually do the randomization as well for now. Let's add a set position. Multiply into the offset. Let's increase the size of our grid and the vertices it has. So yeah, as you can see, this is a wave, and now the balls are sticking to it. So you can also make an animation like this. Of course, if you increase the multiply value, it will go a lot faster. If you increase the height, it will be a higher wave, and you can change the speed right here. So you can also use this technique instead of only doing the bubbles and having this be a texture animation. For the original one, that's what I did, but of course you can also use this. The name of the game is simply place your lights, and now you have this animation where all these bubbles and things are moving upwards, and that's basically it. So click on subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.